Welcome back, everyone. We are finally done with a New York Film Festival, which actually is sort of sad because it was a really good time.
Good to get some sleep, though.
Yes, it is. Yes. But we had a great time. We saw a lot of really good films, and we're going to talk about a lot of our movies here that we saw. And the first one we're going to lead off with is Foxcatcher. I did not see it. I had to miss this one, but Matt and Liz definitely have some stuff to say about it.
Yes. Matt, would you like to lead off with your opinions on Foxcatcher?
Let's see a clip first.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'll talk about it right after.
Sorry, let's see a clip first.
Do you have any idea who I am? Why I asked you to come here today?
No.
I wanted to speak with you about your future. What do you hope to achieve, Mark?
I want to be the best in the world.
I am a patriot. I want to see this country soar again. Coach is a father. Coach is a mentor. Coach has great power on an athlete's life. We're going to do great things, Mark.
I'm going to give you everything I have.
All right, that was a clip from Foxcatcher, which is, if people were unaware, a true story involving wrestling brothers Mark and David Schultz, who won gold in '84 Olympics, like the first two brothers ever to win gold in the same Olympic Games, and their relationship with millionaire, multi-millionaire, maybe billionaire John DuPont. You know, when this first kind of hit, the news wire was all about Steve Carell and his makeup and kind of how creepy he looked. You know, and then it got like a 20-minute standing ovation at Cannes, I believe. So there's a lot of hype coming up to it, and I honestly feel like it fell short. It's not a bad movie. I think the performances are really good. I mean, Steve, it plays funny at times because it's a weird story and it's supposed to be, but it seems like people are laughing at things that aren't very funny a lot of the times when we were watching it. Like, it's very tragic people were looking at and people were laughing at it, and it felt a little strange to me, but I do think that all the performances were very good. I actually preferred Mark Ruffalo over all of them as Dave Schultz. Kind of watching him walking around with those, you know, kind of like the arms that didn't fit his body, and it was really good, but the movie moves at snail's pace. I mean, like, not even. And you just felt like you kind of want to move on and on and on, and then I actually looked up a lot of the facts after of the real story, and they seemed to kind of like mismatch in places, and I thought there could have been a lot of interesting things done that wasn't mentioned from what I saw that would have actually been able to help move it along a little bit. I mean, it's a fun watch. It's a good watch. It's definitely an intense watch, and there are scenes that are very uncomfortable. I mean, but they kept hammering it over the head. Like, there's one scene where John DuPont's mother comes to watch one of their practices, and I think that it may be one of the most uncomfortable things in the entire world, but there's like a lot of that over and over and over again, and it really kind of dredged me down a little bit.
It's funny because all the reasons that I think that you didn't like the film in some places are the reasons I actually really liked it. And let me explain. Mm-hmm. I found the long extended scenes built up a sense of drama. You're very uncomfortable throughout the whole film. I found the lack of music incredibly jarring.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, incredibly jarring. It was very silent. The takes are really long. The story is incredibly odd and unusual, and so that effect for me was very powerful. I thought the performances, again, totally agree with you, were amazing, very nuanced. I really got a sense of who these people were in real life. Steve Carell is so creepy and off-putting. You feel almost like queasy watching him. It's just so uncomfortable. Mark Ruffalo, incredible performance, really down-to-earth, fully fleshed out character, and Channing Tatum, much like we saw him in real life, is just uncomfortable, and but I think he did an amazing job, and I think the extra element of his prosthetics on his ears were
they gave him that wrestler ear.
Yeah, the wrestler ear. Yeah, I think they call it like cauliflower ear or something like that. Yes, was also like a really nice touch. I think it's one to see, just to sort of experience the feeling you get when you're watching this story. So on the whole, for that reason, I very much enjoyed it.
Did you feel you needed to watch 20 minutes of them wrestling together at the beginning of the
I
movie?
actually really liked that because I thought it established their relationship, and it was believability for me. It was like, from an actor's standpoint, they did their homework.
Yeah, but after 2 minutes, I got the idea.
I don't know, it didn't bother me. Something about that added to the whole effect of the film. That's just how I felt.
Definitely, definitely see it. Don't, it's a seer. But I think it's definitely on a low level for me.
Definitely see it. I think I'm curious to hear viewers' reactions. Definitely see it.
I know you're going to see it when it comes around.
I will see it. Although I haven't seen Boyhood yet.
Neither have I, actually, to be honest with you. I missed it like 3 times, and I haven't seen it yet. But that's for another time. Let's just jump into some other films we actually saw. We all had seen Clouds of Sils Maria, starring Juliette Binoche and Kristen Stewart. Which it's very interesting because we're going to talk about Birdman later, and they kind of have a little bit of a similarity going on with this kind of meta state of things.
Yes. Let's take a look.
No, actually, unfortunately, don't have a clip available,
okay.
So we won't be taking a look at it.
Never mind. Just
but
kidding.
I know you guys liked it more than I did, so why don't you kick it off this time?
Yes, I liked it. I wouldn't say I loved it, but I really look forward to seeing it again. It has Juliette Binoche, who I love. I love her in anything she does. It's probably going to be, one of the reasons that I like the movie. But it has all kinds of different layers. It's about this relationship with 2 women, a woman who is, a celebrity, and then her assistant, and that's who Kristen Stewart plays. And it was a really interesting study of the relationship between those 2 women. I think. Lots of similarities between what they're doing a play which is about 2 women as well, so there's just lots of things happening that are similar and parallel, and I just found it to be very fascinating. I really liked it.
Yeah, I completely agree for all the same reasons. I really thought it was an interesting character study, page versus screen on film. It was interesting, and I'm surprised that I'm saying this, but I thought Kristen Stewart was really, really good, and I'm sure that I'm completely judging her based on the Twilight series, or also her most of her younger films. But I was very impressed, and it really was the perfect role for her. She's pretty much playing herself and knows it. And I really liked the way that they played off of each other on screen. I thought it was very comfortable, very believable, and I really liked it.
Again, I didn't dislike the movie per se. Another movie that I thought was moving way too slow and just started to hammer away at the same points over and over and over again instead of moving to the next part where it should have moved. I think the scenes where Juliette and Kristen are rehearsing the lines of the play together, which are mirroring what's happening in the play, which is happening in life, is really, really fantastic. They're really interesting. But you do it so many times, you're like, all right, I got the point last time. I don't have to keep doing it. And then they talk about it, and something happens like they said they were talking about it. I'm like, okay, great. We can get on to the next point. And I think that you say that Kristen Stewart's playing herself, I think, but also at the same time, not that it was exactly her, but it's like the idea of the image of people like her, where the Chloe Grace Moretz character comes in, which is where that other level of kind of intertwinedness comes in.
Right.
And I'm surprised that people are still talking about the whole I'm surprised how much Kristen Stewart did a good job. It's like she's done other movies where she's done a good job before. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I just haven't seen any.
Did you see On the Road?
No.
Okay.
Welcome to the
Not that she was great.
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing. Welcome to the Rileys, and I still haven't
There's
seen
plenty
it.
of stuff. I think people they keep forgetting. It's the same thing with Robert Pattinson, to be honest with you.
It's true, I agree.
But let's not get away from the point. The movie again. It's interesting. It's nice. It just it should have been a short.
I will not disagree with that.
Right. I also thought it was funny. This is not. I don't know if this is on purpose or not, but near the end of the movie, when they're starting to actually do the play, Juliette Binoche was very Isabella Rossellini-esque.
Yes.
Okay, it's not just me.
Yeah,
All right, good.
Totally. 100%.
I don't know if that was supposed to be on purpose, or just she's got short hair and she's got the black suit thing going on. Yeah. But it was very much like that. So yeah, I don't know, ladies. What do you think?
I think the average moviegoer isn't really gonna be in for it, but if you're really looking for a drama and something different, or you like Juliette Binoche, you might really enjoy this.
Yeah, I completely agree with Melissa. If you really like Julia, I think you should go. I don't think it's going to be for everybody, so I'm sort of on the fence. So that's all I got to say about that.
I'm indifferent. So now, let's move on to Merchants of Doubt, which is a documentary which ultimately ends up dealing with the kind of climate change and or, you know, kind of... There's a lot of stuff going on, but it's kind of like the split between views on...
Climate change deniers.
Yeah, exactly. I there's more than just that, but
It's
that's
more than that.
That's ultimately what it is, which is, I think, what I did. Not that I didn't like the movie, but I think what my main problem with the movie is.
Got it.
Yes, it deals with climate change deniers and, you know, how their side of, you know, the book tries to manipulate the public into believing that it's bullshit, so on and so forth, and that's there. It's definitely there. But it's preceded and kind of cut around other examples of how it's done, which is great. That's what it should be. But the way it's presented here as a movie doesn't really flow very well for me. It starts off with all these magician references, which are kind of plucked straight out of last year's, or actually this year's, at Tribeca, they had An Honest Liar, the James Randi movie, where, you know, where he, you know, basically is out there to prove, you know, fake psychics and so on wrong, people who sham people out of their money, which is, it's good to fake both, but it's like, it feels odd watching it again because it's the same exact crap. It feels a little weird when they try to like get deep into these other things like cigarette causing cancer. They have one about fire retardant furniture and fillers and so on and so forth. But, you know, because that's not the main point of it, or should have been more of a main point of it, it kind of loses a balance. And it's, I know I don't want to steal the words out of your mouth, I know you're going to say it, but it's a movie that basically preaches to its audience. And
that's exactly what I think, and that's exactly why I liked it. I'm clearly the perfect audience for this movie. And here's the thing, I think when we sat down with the director afterwards, and he did say, you know, this is clearly crafted to make the left side angry and passionate, and not that it's going to change anything in real life necessarily, but to more of an exposure of truth. And yes, I liked it because it intercut both right-wing and left-wing opinions, scientists, political figureheads. I thought that was very interesting. I would not have known that otherwise. I think in my own brain, when I do, you know, change the channel of Fox News and I see a expert come on, I'm always like, bullshit, like, who are these people? So again, preaching to the choir, yes, I am that choir. So I think that's why I liked it. It's one of those things that you know, politics in general gets most people pretty passionate and fired up.
Yeah, but if you're gonna, I mean, there's more to just like saying a movie's good or not based on if it spoke to you.
I agree.
Building it as a piece matters.
I totally agree with you. I mean, I'm not, I genuinely agree with everything that you're saying. I thought that the introduction of magic, I had completely forgot about An Honest Liar. I don't know why. I really like that movie too. I thought it was clever, sort of the sleight of hand title that they're trying to use, but it's about mass media manipulation. So I found it to be interesting regardless.
All right, so
I didn't see it.
Yes, Melissa didn't see it, so hopefully I mean, I'm curious if you do. I'm curious to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, so Merchants of Doubt. If you think global warming's a real thing, you'll love it. But as a movie, it's not really put together, I think, the best way.
Yeah, I think that if you are a fan of Jon Stewart, you will very much gravitate towards this kind of filmmaking. Otherwise, it might not be for you.
And now on to, unfortunately, another one Melissa missed. She's a busy woman, all right?
She's busy.
But we have Listen Up Philip, starring Jason Schwartzman. I don't have a clip of this one either. Sorry. Sorry. It's probably out there somewhere, yeah. But I don't have it ready available. But it's, if you saw the clip, you'd basically see massive close-ups of everybody's face shaking.
Yes.
So, on that note alone, the camera work's not just the only reason I wasn't necessarily not going to like the movie per se.
Okay, I'm going to talk about this movie, because I really liked it. Yes, you just wait, hold your horses. I loved the camera work. I thought it was super cool. And in the press conference afterwards, I thought it was cool that we learned that they actually ordered the wrong camera equipment, and so they just used it.
I think that's the more annoying to me.
I thought it was hilarious and honest and really interesting. And these shaky cam close-ups, it's really grainy. You don't know what era it's in. So, so the story is, this writer who's pretty much an asshole and totally owns it. And you're following his little, his breakup, pseudo breakup, and what do I do with myself? And I don't know. Jason Schwartzman, I think, is amazing in everything. He's quirky, he's interesting, he's just a fun guy to watch. So I really like that. And then you've got this story is really 3 male characters we're following, or 2 male characters we're following?
I'll say 2.
2. And I really enjoy.
Who's the third?
I don't remember.
It's Jonathan
Price. I couldn't remember if there was a third or not. There's 3 strong female characters, right?
Yes.
Three strong. But I like the juxtaposition of sort of how the men don't grow, but the women all do grow. I really like that story. And you've got Eric Bogosian narrating, who's just
That's your third guy.
That's my third guy, right? And Eric Bogosian, who, if you don't know, is a really famous playwright and an actor, and he's got such an iconic voice, and he narrates these these snippets of Philip's life, and I just thought it was really quirky and interesting. So that's my thought.
See, I get the point that he's supposed to be a jerk. You're not supposed to like him. But it's hard for me. It's kind of like what I think of the Before movies. The Before Sunrise, Before Sunset, the After whatever. Shut the fuck up. I'm goddamn sick of it. It's it's funny and it's entertaining. I get it. But 20 minutes after pompous remark after pompous remark gets really grating. And yes, that's what the women have to deal with. And I get that. I keep saying I get that because I get it.
Yeah.
I really I don't need it hammered home to me like this.
You get it.
And I get it. And I feel that we had this discussion, and I still think I don't know who you know in life, and I don't want to offend anybody, but I think there were certain situations in that movie that happened that if he spoke that way to women, no matter how bad they felt about themselves in real life or not, they would turn to him and grow the fuck up. They would say straight to his face, and they would not let it affect him the way they do. Most women I know would definitely be like that. So it does not match to me in any way to what real situations are like. Yes, Justice Schwartzman's great. Jonathan Pryce, awesome. Love it. Eric Bogosian, the whole time, is I know that fucking voice, but I couldn't remember it. Talk radio, okay? But in case people forget. For people who don't play this or whatever like that. So it's just it bothered me. And yet the camera work, you order the wrong lenses, great. Do something else with it. Move back down the block these actual people have done with another film. It's this extreme close-up, not only is it shaky, but it's extreme close-up, you're also doing a handheld, it's vomitous. It makes you feel vomitous, excuse me. It's not, well, it's both. It's too much, I'm sorry. Too much. So yeah, listen up, Philip, shut the fuck up.
I say, listen up, Philip, listen up good. I think that you'll really like it. Honestly, I think from a female perspective, you'll really relate to these women and the different stages of life, the different stages of relationships. I think it'll really resonate with you.
I can't wait to see this movie.
Yeah, I'm excited to also hear about what you think.
It comes out in the next month, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. Mm-hmm. Check it out.
I guess I should stop dating strong-willed women.
Yep.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm all for the female characters. I just let's move on.
Let's.
Birdman.
Birdcatcher.
A movie.
Birdcatcher.
Birdcatcher Foxman.
Yes, exactly.
Birdman, a film that we're going to review today that I liked. But look, guess what? We got a clip this time, so let's watch that real quick.
We don't have an actor. And if we cancel the first preview, the press is going to smell blood, and we can't afford to lose any more money at all.
Okay, what do you think I should do?
Well, we hired an understudy. Let's use the understudy.
No.
Reagan, listen to me, please, for the love of God. Listen, our perfect dream actor is not going to knock on that door and go, hey, fellas, when do I start,
Can I talk to you for a second?
Yeah, what's up?
Did you find another actor?
No.
Okay, well, Mike's available.
He is?
Mike who?
I thought he was doing the thing.
He was. He quit. Or got fired.
Mike who?
Which is it, quit or fired?
Oh, with the Mike, it's usually both.
Mike fucking who?
Shiner.
Yes!
Jake.
Oh my gosh, how do you know Mike Shiner?
We share a vagina.
I think you'd want to do it?
How do you know?
Because he told me he wanted to do it.
Jake, yes. Asked me if he sells tickets.
Fine. Does he sell tickets?
He sells a shitload of tickets.
Okay.
Now ask me if the theater critics love him.
The theater critics love him.
They want to spooge on him.
Hey.
Leslie,
Right on his face.
everything for a reason, right?
You think he'd come in this evening?
I'll call him and find out.
I'll call his agent. Amazing.
All right. That was Birdman, or should I say full title, Birdman or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance, which is the full title. I'll let you speak to the coexistence with kind of the clouds of Sils Maria, but it is a very, very meta piece about Michael Keaton, who plays Riggin Thomas, who is basically, he used to star in a superhero movie called Birdman, and now he's kind of trying to like make himself into something new by writing an adaptation of a Raymond Carver play, and that all kind of wraps around this weird existence he has and how he's trying to fight with this idea of what his identity is, and all the other characters are also doing the same, unknowingly, of course. It's one of the most interesting things I think most people will see in a long time. It is, for people who are going to get the wrong impression, not a superhero movie. It all revolves mostly around a play. There are very interesting things to go around. He has like this inner voice, which is his Birdman voice, which is played within the movie as if it was like kind of real or not real kind of thing. Which, just to quickly go off into a side note, not that I was one of those people who never had a problem with Christian Bale's Batman voice. I thought the idea is supposed to be like, if Batman was in real life and he's just this guy he's like, what am I going to do? All right, I'll do this. But Michael Keaton, in this movie, his Birdman voice is unfucking incredible and really chilling. That aside, the first thing I said, and I turned to our friend Paul right after, and I said, the first thing I thought about the whole movie was, noise is off. Which is just like, to me, this play, I never saw the play, I saw the movie, which didn't really get the best reception. I loved it.
It's great.
And it's this kind of like behind the scenes of this play, and that's what you're kind of watching amongst all this other talk, and it is engaging, it is engrossing, it is basically enthralling. It's all the E words. Yep. And I just like, I couldn't kind of take my eyes off of it. Yeah, at times it kind of like, I was hoping like, all right, I want to see come on, give me the next little piece of information. What's going on? And it kind of rolled back, but huge cast. Michael Keaton, Ed Norton, Naomi Watts, Emma Stone, Zach Galifianakis. I mean, there are other big players too you recognize, and it's just like so good. And it's also done to be perceived as one continuous shot for the entire film, which can actually be a little weird at times, where it's like it's doing a little too much, where it's kind of getting in the way. But at other times, it's pretty fucking amazing.
I loved it, and I think, Melissa, you loved it too. I think the general consensus of the crowd was yes.
General consensus of anybody who's seen it.
Anybody who's seen it. It was the closing night film. Totally worthy of it. I think I loved every second of it from start to finish. So speaking to the one continuous shot, which it took me a couple minutes, but not super long to figure out that's what was going on. And I literally went, like, I don't know, it grabbed me. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. It's very creative. And I found myself looking for the cuts in an there's
only two very, very
obvious ones.
Cuts,
yeah. But like, I was even more engrossed in trying to figure out, that's gotta be a cut, right? Like, but I didn't even care. I just thought it was so creative. So for me, what also resonated with Clouds is the similar storyline of the play. And what we found out later in the press conference is that they literally shot the movie in a similar manner of one take. It's all coordinated like a live play. That is genius. I mean, that takes so much rehearsal time, and it's such a huge deal for anybody that's done a play. We totally understand how much work that goes in, but to move around cameras and boom guys, and I mean the whole thing, that for me takes it to a whole new level. Performances absolutely top notch. Everybody, there's not a weak link for me in the whole film. It's funny, it's interesting, it's the perfect role for Michael Keaton.
He's so good.
I mean, so like ridiculously good. Ed Norton is crazy good. Everybody's wonderful. It's a really interesting little role for Emma. A little different than anything she's done. I can't really think of anything off the top of my head that's been quite to that extent. So it was really, really cool, fun to watch. The inner voice, I would totally agree, is so freaking awesome, like spot on.
That's all I can think about.
It's great.
And I'm actually pissed off because I went looking hoping there was a clip available with his voice. Unfortunately, you didn't guys get that, but
it's great. I really, really liked it, and I'm eager to hear your thoughts on it as well.
No, I totally agree. I did the same thing where I'm like, oh, is this one shot? I was like, oh, I wonder where they're gonna cut it, and like it just never cut it. And I was like, it's so enthralling. Like, so you have the story going on, which is great as well, but then at the same time you have the visual going on. So I think this is just one of those kind of movies where you just don't want to take your eyes off the screen, which is so fun. And, you know, anytime there's a mirror, you're just like, oh, I wonder if they're going to catch the camera in the mirror. And, you know, they never do with how everything was shot. And it's just, it's a lot of fun. And
it's technical genius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a perfect fall movie right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, fall movie, I mean, it's opening up this weekend, the 17th at select theaters, and it'll roll out nationwide after that. I'm not sure about what this planned schedule is. It's probably going to be the week after, but I haven't heard. But just keep your eyes out. Birdman or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance. Melissa, go!
See it.
See it.
See the fuck out of it. I don't care. See it like 5 times.
See it like 7 times.
See it in one continuous shot.
See it and then see it again. Don't move your seat.
See it and then punch yourself so you can think that you didn't see it because somebody hit you, and then see it again.
See it, get blackout drunk. Don't do that. Just see it and enjoy it, right?
Don't just see it sober.
Just see it sober, please. Sorry,
Yes,
we don't condone that.
Birdman.
I remember when I lost my mind. There's something so pleasant about that place. Even your emotions have it so much space.
How did we end up here? In this dump? You were a movie star, remember? And show them what we're capable of.
Why don't you get your wings in your bird suit, man?
Ow! Hey! Try to fake me! No! Ow!
Grab up on your ass and choke you out! I'm gonna choke you out!
What are you looking at?